Sir, we eagerly look forward to your words of wisdom and inspiration. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Sabhi ko namaskar. Very good morning to all of you. Dr. Ganesh Bagaria ji, Mr. Rajul Astana ji, Rajneesh Arora ji, Professor. Dr. S. Vishwanathan, Director of SRMIST. Professor Mahapatra, Dean. Professor Domia Bhatt, and all the leadership of SRM IST, esteemed dignitaries, and more importantly, the volunteers of the UHV who have come all the way from different parts of India, and faculty members, and also the guests who have come for this particular program, and most importantly, the students of SRM IST. It's an absolute honor for me to be here today to inaugurate this National Conference of Universal Human Values. And also, most importantly, it is the volunteers who are going to be and taking this to different parts of India. So I extend my deepest gratitude to the Institute, first, to hosting this, and the entire team of UHV, and most importantly, the UHV volunteers who have come all across India for their unwavering commitment to spread the word of UHV to everyone, and also unwavering commitment to fostering the holistic value-based education, and most importantly in technical education, because we are sitting in an engineering college. Friends, importance of universal human value need not be more emphasized when very big people who are here, who are working for that cause for a very long time. In today's world, whatever the education, whether it is technical science, social science, often focuses on skilling and innovation, but sometimes neglects ethics, empathy, and sustainability. So the universal human values in technical education, particularly because I come from AICTE, helps to bridge this gap by fostering a holistic mindset in students. It's very important to say, because we are in the era of artificial intelligence and technology is leading, and I think humans never face such a disruption in technology in their entire existence. So to quote, I will tell you, Socrates said, a quote, "It is not living that matters, but living rightly is most important." Another man, Mullenberg, said, in quotes, "Technology is best when it brings people together." So it's more about you than technology. So I feel that human values have always been the cornerstone of India's, Bharat's rich cultural and educational heritage. Irrespective of geographical, cultural, and religious differences, you heard yesterday, or the work bill was passed yesterday night with such a furor across the religions. But it is with all these differences, the values define our character, our principles, and our interaction with the world. India has long upheld this tradition of wisdom and moral strength, and under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, we are witnessing a renaissance of our ancient ethos. One of the most important things for all of us was Mahakumbh. I don't know how many of you went and had a dubki there. It is an amazing thing. Have you ever imagined taking a bath in the open with an unknown person And that's all you did then. If you remember, what did we, I mean, I also went. What did we do in Sangam? We went to Sangam and had a dubki and came back. There was no other thing we did. So this is how many people have done this. Close to 65 crore people. Okay, that's amazing, ladies and gentlemen. That is the belief in our tradition. It is deeply rooted in the spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means the world is one family and we are all together in that. I think this is very important. See, what our Honorable Prime, why I took the name of Honorable Prime Minister. During COVID-19, we witnessed this. We ourselves had a lot of difficulties because we are one of the largest populated country in the world. And we didn't have a vaccine and nobody was ready to give us. And we started manufacturing one with an Oxford initiative, with joint Oxford, University of Oxford. But the other one, we did make ourselves in India. But what did we do more than giving 2 or 2.5 vaccination to each of the people who are residing in India? We also gave more than 85 countries a vaccination free of cost. That goodwill, ladies and gentlemen, that's the giving is one of the UHV characteristics. That goodwill actually today, if you look at it, it has brought a lot of goodwill to the nation as a whole. Today, as India strides confidently into this Amrit Kal, I say it is golden time, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever you touch, it is becoming gold. The critical 25-year period leading to the centenary, that is what Honorable Prime Minister say, Vikasit Bharat by 2047. It is essential to reaffirm our commitment to more than technology, more than GDP, universal human values. I think you should applaud for the universal human values. That's very important. So too many times you applauded for me. I think it is for the UHV we have to applaud, ladies and gentlemen. And all of you know that we are almost nearing the 5th year of the National Education Policy 2020. By July 2025, we will be completing 5 years of the National Education Policy, which strongly emphasizes the value-based education, ethical reasoning, and Indian cultural traditions as integral components of the curriculum, that is Indian knowledge system. So other than UHV, AICT is also popularizing the IKS activities in the nation. Indian Knowledge System Center, IKS Center is actually of the Ministry of Education cell, is located at AICT, and now it has reached nook and corner of the country. So the role of UHV in education and AICT contributions, many of the speakers already have highlighted to you many times. But what I would like to tell you, this activity started as early as 2017 and has been proactively working towards integrating them into the mainstream education. And we started with induction program of 3 weeks. Our UHV volunteers are exemplary in their dedication. I think a big applause to all the 107 volunteers who have come from different parts. Working selflessly. Why I say that? They don't take any honorarium. They come on their own. Okay? Because of self-interest. And this is basically has made the UHV to spread to every institution of our nation. So I was just looking at Rajul Asthana's slide. He talked about UHV has developed 16 books, 8 courses for the students, 12 types of faculty development programs, conducted more than 900 faculty development programs. And 240 universities have appointed university coordinators for the UHV. And UHV courses are being offered today, 4,000 plus institutions. So there are network of these volunteers of 107 who are here today are actually touching now 500 of them, who are being trained to organize these activities. Friends, education institutions play a very pivotal role in shaping the ethical and moral fabric of the society. In addition to, as you know, we are already the fifth largest economy in the world, going to become the third in a couple of years. But it's not that is most important, because at the same time, if you look at the developed world, the countries who are called to be, very high GDPs are all having education, higher education, very well integrated into the system. So let's look at how did we, how we have performed in higher education, and also what is UHV has work to do, a lot of work to do yet, because they have touched 4,000 plus institutions, but our institutions are how many? We have close to about 1,200 universities, 45,000 colleges, accommodating 4.33 crore children in higher education. Okay. And today our gross enrollment ratio is about 29. Okay, about 29. But how did we get here? That's very important. See, 1947, when we got independence, 1% of our class 12 outgoing student was going to higher education. You know why that is so low at that time? Because Macaulay himself said, higher education is not for Indians. Okay. So it was such a pathetic state where we have come to 30% in about 75 plus years. But how did we get, if you look at the graph, by 2001, we had about 11% of our students from class 12 going into higher education, that is universities and colleges. And 2025, we have reached 29%. That means about 18% growth. We have done it in 25 years. But our national education policy has emphasized that we will reach, or we want to reach, a GER of higher education in higher education about 50% by 2035. That means we are left with 10 more years to reach a GER of 50%. That means another 21% we have to grow in 10 years, which we didn't do in the last 25 years. So this is a big challenge for us. So when we do that, we might have to use the technology to reach that, because we cannot create universities overnight. So because any university to build, it takes about 20 years. But if you remember, if you also know another statistics, by 2015, we have achieved a GER in the school education, class 1 to class 5, 100%. Because of many programs of the government of India, Shiksha, or even midday meal schemes, all of that is made possible that class 1 to class 5 we've reached 100%. That was in 2015. That means we've already passed 10 years. And we didn't fail anybody in the school education. Still very recently. New rule has come. That means everybody is promoted. That means they're all in the 10th class today. They will be coming to universities now. So we need large number of universities or use the technology alternatively to deliver the education in such a competitive or a very disruptive world. When large number means what? Another 4 crore children are going to come to higher education or skilling. Okay. That's the challenge for India at that time. When we are trying to push many people into education, value-based education plays a much more bigger role. It's very important to understand ethical, moral activities while learning. And much more, it has made much more complex because of the disruption in technology like artificial intelligence. Friends, all of you know that today AI, artificial intelligence, is no more what is artificial about it. I don't know why it is called as artificial. But because if you look at it, it is an augmented intelligence or a crowd intelligence. And because of Chinese now, with DeepSeek and other things, it's become free intelligence. It is available to everyone. That means, this intelligence is not just available and it is above. Okay, it is above any individual intelligence. So if you did not know, the ChatGPT actually has already achieved the IQ of 150, which is same as Einstein's IQ. Einstein's IQ he has reached already. It is expected that in another 10 years is going to reach times or 100 times of that. That means you can see all these technologies will be far above any individual human beings. In that world, how very important for us were empathy, creativity, okay, all of them will actually be the pivotal key characteristics for human beings. That's where we cannot be superseding these machines in calculations, in creating technology, or in doing some work, or in some skills for that matter as well. See, I will just tell you one small story. When I joined AICTE, because I come from Indian Institute of Science and IIT, I didn't know what AICTE was doing actually. When I came, I asked ChatGPT, that is the same time, November 2022, ChatGPT came in. I asked ChatGPT to write a poem about AICTE. Very specifically, I said poem, because it has to be succinct, very clear, simple. 4 line, 4 stanzas. When I asked, believe me, 20 seconds, you can go and try this in your phone after this meeting. 20 seconds, there was a beautiful poem covering the entire activities of All India Council for Technical Education, including UHV, in that poem. I was not very happy. Even then, I said, do this in Hindi. A Hindi poem was there in 20 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. In 20 seconds, an Hindi poem was also there in front of me. 4 stanzas covering AICTE. You can try this, either in DeepSeek or in ChatGPT or even Grok. There are so many now. Okay, they are all free intelligence. But why I am telling you this story? If I have hired a poet, okay, as a chairman AICTE, you would have taken minimum 6 months to understand what AICTE does and write then pen a paper. That means we have crossed that 6 months to 20 seconds. That's the danger right now. So let me also tell you another simple example where I saw, you might have also seen on the internet many. Today, people have developed robots playing guitar or any musical instrument, and generative AI composes the music. And one of the students actually showed a project to me. In 3 minutes, I was standing in front of me, 3 original composition played by robot on the guitar. 3 minutes, new composition. You know how the musicians learn music? Either it has to come through genes, on its own they will be singing, okay, and composing, or they have to slog with a guru for 15 years, 10 to 15 years, slogging has to happen. It is not like engineering education, 4 years, you'll get a degree. In music, you have to slog 10 to 15 years every day. Okay, it's like a devotion you have to put in. But these machines have done all those jobs so trivial. Those skills which we all thought it has to come through your genes or through a slogging of 10, 15 years with a guru has become so trivial today. You have seen now Giggly has come and artistic pictures have come. All that, earlier days, they used to slog and become an artist means such a big thing. But today these machines will do much better artistic pictures so quickly. So this is the worry. The skills we all thought that very unique to human creativity are taken by these machines. In that world, how important universal human values, you only have to think about it. So these are not only the technology disruption, ladies and gentlemen, climate change, environmental degradation, conflicts, you see now. Everywhere there are wars. Okay, nobody believes in the other person. Economic disparities, technological disruption, which I highlighted already. So this, in such a time, human values must serve as a guiding principle to ensure that progress is inclusive, equitable, and beneficial to all. This is the time Ram has to come back. Ram is here, ladies and gentlemen, because we built the Ayodhya temple. Okay? Because what is he symbolic? He is symbolic of the values. See, why we always remember this Sri Ram? Okay? What he did actually? Only we pray and we remember him every day is because he is symbolic to the values in a system. At any difficult time, how you would have to manage yourself. This is the beauty of Sri Ram. India has always been the beacon of this moral leadership, which we still, all of us, whether you are from, I don't know whether Ram anytime went to Kerala, but everywhere, you go to Tamil Nadu, southern part of Tamil Nadu, every name is Ram only. Ramalingam, Ramacharan, Rambhadram. I don't know whether he has even been there. And that time, there was no trains, no ports, no airports. But how did the people exchange this? This is all through the word of mouth. This is why I say our ancient scriptures and philosophical traditions have long advocated for harmony between humans and the nature. And in particular, in that service and universal brotherhood was always at the top of the agenda. The Bhagavad Gita, all of us about it, teaches us the importance of righteous action, that is dharma, and selfless work, karma. Similarly, the teachings of Mahatma Gandhiji's or Swami Vivekananda or Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, these are the kind of people we will remember anytime. So why do we remember Swami Vivekananda even after his 150 plus years where he is gone? So some of us, even we cannot remember our great-great-grandfather himself in our home. How many of you know your great-great-grandfather? What is his name and when did he was living? We don't even worry about it, isn't it? Because they are gone. But we don't forget Shankaracharya or Buddha. I can go on, but what I'm going to say is that's the value systems which will remain ever in our life, in our memories, or even generations, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why this course, UHV, is very, very important. So let me tell you about the great philosopher Adi Shankaracharya. I was actually, went to Srinagar. Okay, on the Dal Lake, I don't know how many of you been there. There is there is a small hill. If you climb that hill, that's where Shankara has instilled Lord Shiva's statue. Okay, he has put a lingam there, incarnated that amazing place. How did he go there at that time when there was no cranes, no anything? He has taken that lingam and put it there on the top of the hill. So the importance that strength he gained because of his value system. All of that he is capable of. So my appeal to the young people is, it is knowing what you wanted to study, what you wanted to get skilled, can be taken away by any of these machines and technologies. But what is going to remain with you is the universal human values. So the way forward for all of us is to strengthen UHV activities and spread to every institution, every student. Okay, everybody, need not be a student, because today AI is there. AI is penetrative to everywhere. Like that only we have to spread UHV. So we have to expand faculty development programs. We have to encourage institutions to adopt value-based approach to student development. We need to strengthen collaboration with stakeholders to ensure that ethics and sustainability remain central to educational policies. Create platforms for students to engage in community service, ethical decision-making, workshops, as well as leadership programs we have to conduct to educate them. Because some of these things doesn't really ring a bell when you are in a hurry. So the responsibilities of building an ethical society does not rest in just in the policymakers or regulators. That's where I appreciate the UHV team. Okay, Professor Rajini Sharra, Rajul Asthana, are doing a very selfless service. And we need to really give a big clap and big standing ovation to them. So why I am again and again making all of you to stand, it is also good for our health to stand up and sit down again. Thank you. To young students, lastly, I urge you to embrace these values in your lives. Success is not merely defined by the academic achievements or professional milestones, but by the impact you create through kindness, empathy, and ethical leadership. You look at all successful people. I don't know how you define your success, but look at the people who made a lot of money. But at the end of their lives, they'll realize, oh, something I missed. I need to now contribute to the society. That's most important, ladies and gentlemen, particularly the young people. Remember that it is a golden opportunity to you. AICTE has brought UHV to you. So learn. As we stand at this crossroad of rapid technological advancement of AI and profound societal change because of a lot of disruptions, whether it is climate change or wars of any of these, and even the leaderships of different nations of the world, let us remind that values are the true compass that guides the progress. A society that upholds human values is a society that thrives in peace, prosperity, and harmony. And that is Bharat we want to be by 2047. AICTE remains steadfast in its mission to integrate the universal human values. That's why we keep on supporting this activity. And I urge, actually, Rajul Asthana and his team, I have already told them, also have a practical component, more of a practical component of meditation, yoga. We do that in the induction, but that 3 weeks is not enough. Every day, every one of us have to do 10 to 15 minutes quietly, your meditation that will elevate you to do what you want to achieve. So I urge that you could actually introduce in this workshop itself to some course on meditation, some minutes, and also some direction to all the institutions about the meditation. So let's work together on this path of holistic education, ethical leadership, and universal well-being. Let us make India a global leader, not just in the science and technology. I think many of you may not know that we are already in the top 3 or 4, 5 countries in the world, whether it is in the area of patents, startups, or PhD producers, okay, research publications, citations. We are in the top 1 to 6 already. And it is no time in another 10 years, many of our new universities will be born and they will take these things to very greater heights. But at the same time, it's all our responsibility to see universal human values thrives, and it is there, and we take this to the whole world, like what Gautama Buddha did for the eastern part of the world. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.
Sir R.P. Mahapatra ji, Dean SRMIST Delhi NCR campus, for all the encouragement for the conference. I also thank Professor Daumya Bhattji, Dean IQAC SRMIST Delhi NCR campus, for all the coordination effort that was put for the conference. We are grateful to all the institutions, AICTE, UGC, AIU, NAC, Raj Anand Sansthan, Government of Madhya Pradesh, IIT Delhi, a founder institute that started this value education, IIT Kanpur, AKGEC, AKTU, PTU, SRMIST Ghaziabad, and many universities that are making that effort for human education. To all the volunteers for their foresight, commitment, and affectionate contributions. And all the families of all of those families for their caring support, because of which we all, as volunteers, can contribute. Thanks to all who are involved, Director Sir, directly and indirectly, the admin staff, the caterers, the photographers, the support, the technical people, the faculty members, and not the least, the students who are present here. Thank you for being present. All the mentors of the UHV team for their consistent guidance and care. Thank you everyone for being there. Thank you also people whom I may have missed. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Aparajita ji, for this heartwarming vote of thanks. We would now like to stand for national anthem with a commitment to move ahead in the direction that really leads to liberation. Thank you, everyone. We shall now take a break for a group photograph to cherish the memories of this 3-day conference and a wonderful inaugural session that we had. We shall stay here only? Okay. So we shall stay here for the group photograph, please. It will be outside, so we can move out.